Am I the jerk for accepting a prosthetic leg after cancer, even though my 11-year-old brother thinks it's unfair?
What? Okay.
Questions are raised. April 23, 2025. I, 18 female, had cancer. Bone cancer. It started in my thigh and spread fast. The only way to stop it was to amputate above the knee. I was 16 when I lost my leg. I'm 18 now and just barely putting myself back together. The last 2 years have been a whirlwind of chemo, pain, isolation, feeling like I was just fading. I missed most of school, missed friends, missed being a teenager, and when it was all over, I was left with a stump, a pile of trauma, and no real plan for how to feel human again. The doctors said I was a candidate for a high-functioning prosthetic, a bionic leg. Sick.
So cool.
It wasn't just cosmetic. It would give me a shot at walking properly again, going to uni on my own, even being able to do stairs without crawling. It's expensive though. The NHS, so this is the UK, covered some, but not all. That's when my mum stepped in. She said we could use part of a savings fund she'd kept for emergencies and future needs, some of which was apparently meant for my little brother, 11 male. He's neurodivergent and has always needed a bit more help. He's smart and sweet, but also very emotionally intense. I feel you, my guy. My mum calls him her sunbeam, and honestly the house has revolved around him my entire life. She helped me get the prosthetic. It changed everything. For the first time since the amputation, I could walk more than a few meters without crutches or collapsing from exhaustion. It's not perfect, but it's given me a future. Now here's where things went sideways. Last week, my little brother had what my mum calls a bad emotional day. He told her he was sad because everyone paid attention to me and I got a robot leg and he didn't get anything. That's a fair thing to be upset about, honestly. He said it was unfair that I got something cool and expensive when he didn't. Instead of explaining the obvious, that I lost a leg, that this wasn't a gift, that it wasn't about fair. Also, it's perfectly fair. You lost a leg, you got a replacement leg. That is fair. My dude, you have both legs. My mum sat me down and said maybe she shouldn't have spent so much on me without thinking of how it might affect him emotionally.
Nah, that's fucking bullshit.
My girl, this is why men are the way they are. Let them feel their feelings. For the love of fucking God. Let them not get what they want, so they know how to cope with that when they're an adult, when they're big enough to kill us, please. I didn't know what to say. She said she regrets not waiting until he was old enough to understand.
What?
He is.
He is, yes. And what? She's just gonna make you not have a leg for how many years? Nah.
That he's very sensitive and I need to try and see it from his side. I can assure you, she does. Him being sensitive is totally okay. Let him be sensitive. You can't use those facts as a means to deflect from your parental responsibility. And now I feel like a villain for surviving, for walking again, for not being smaller, quieter, easier to ignore. I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask to lose my leg. I didn't ask for her money. I didn't ask to be born into a family where even surviving cancer somehow feels like a competition I was supposed to lose. Am I the jerk for accepting a bionic leg, knowing it came from a fund my mum also set aside for my younger brother and knowing he's hurt by it? Because right now, I feel like I'm being punished for not dying.
Wow.
My darling.
No,
Your
you're
mum's
not
going to get over that.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't already, which I feel like she would have as soon as she said it, regret saying that. Because again, when you're talking like 11 years old, and autistic lads in general do tend to have that added entitlement to them. But there will come a day when it's clear that there is no protecting him from just copying what's not coming, that he will just have to live with it because the world isn't going to pander to him the way she will. And if she doesn't start, then that's only going to make it worse as he gets older. It's going to make it harder for him to cope. So you need to put in those hard yards now when it's younger and more low stakes stuff. So that way, when it's a bigger deal, when we're talking adult issues, he actually can have strategies in place to be able to manage those things. Otherwise, it's going to be a hell of a lot bigger of an issue. But all I can say is that when it comes to all of this, none of it is about you. Your mum was like, yeah, we have the money, we can get you this bionic leg. That's one problem solved, so I can go back to focusing on what is going to be the ever ongoing problem. She didn't think about the potential emotional impact that it was going to have with him, which honestly, as an autistic, I don't know why this particular left sock is pissing me off today. I couldn't tell you. So it's often impossible to try and predict that stuff, but all the more reason why it should be a learning process as you go. And your mum's probably stressed the fuck out at trying to manage this day in, day out. but the only way out is through. So you can't, I understand why it's absolutely hitting you personally. And if it's not something you and your mum have a discussion about, then you are looking at a damaged relationship here. But especially as he's going through his teen years, which are shit for anyone, regardless of when you add neurodivergence on top of that, it's going to be touch and go for quite some time. So just focus on you and your awesome new leg, Cyborg.
You deserve it.
Absolutely deserve it. Both your life and the leg.
Mm-hmm.
So there is an update 4 days later.
Oh, okay.
Hi again. I wasn't planning on posting a full update, but honestly, I don't even know how to process what just happened. If you didn't see my original post, I lost my leg to cancer at 16. I'm 18 now. Got a high-end biotic prosthetic with help from my mum. My little brother, who's always been treated as the special one, got upset I had something cool and expensive. My mum made me feel guilty for surviving. Anyway, yesterday I came home from work. I do a few shifts a week at a local cafe to save for uni. I had my prosthetic charging in my room on its dock like I always do. I'm fucking picturing like Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man, just like his workshop. It's super delicate when charging because the joints are exposed and the internal circuits are vulnerable. I found my brother in my room. He had unplugged the charger. He was trying to make it move manually, bending the knee joint, yanking the ankle around to see if it would walk on its own. I yelled at him to stop, but it was too late. The main knee motor made this awful grinding sound and the whole leg sagged like a broken doll. He dropped it and ran downstairs crying. I just stood there holding the pieces. The leg is dead. Totally dead. Those things aren't built for rough handling. They're expensive, sensitive, custom built to match my body. It's not something you can fix at a random shop. It has to go back to the manufacturer. Repairs cost thousands. Even assuming it's repairable, it'll take months. I went to my mum, absolutely shattered, thinking that at least this she'd take seriously. She cried, hugged my brother, and said he didn't mean it. He's just curious. Then she told me you need to be more understanding. He's only 11. It's not like he knew how important it was. I honestly don't remember much after that. I just felt myself shutting down. No apology. No promise to help fix it. No acknowledgement that without that leg, I can't walk more than a few meters without pain, that I can't go to work, that I can't go to uni like this, that I'm being dragged back to being helpless because a kid wanted to play with my body. The final blow, she said it was in my room charging in my private space. Now I'm trapped. I can't afford repair on my own. The grant money is long gone. Insurance might cover some of it, maybe, but the deductible is massive. And my mum made it very clear she won't be helping again. I don't even know what to do. I feel invisible, disposable. Like the only acceptable version of me is the one who quietly disappears into the background so her sunbeam can shine. I survived cancer. I lost my leg. I fought to be able to stand on my own again. And now it's broken because an 11-year-old thought it looked like fun and no one cares. Ma'am, I would sue your mother. You are 18, so you can. That is tantamount to property destruction of well over $100,000 worth of machinery.
Why are there not rules around touching it?
I mean, honestly, my gut reaction would immediately have been to have a lock on the door, but I also know me as an autistic ADHD. I would have gotten in. And I also know that as that 11-year-old, I also would have been curious. And I also would have been the fucking dumbass not realizing that something like that works like a functional human leg. And if you twisted that on a human, it would also break.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this case, it's the mother's responsibility here.
Fuck, I'm sorry. That fucking sucks.
There's an update too, and I'm just really hoping
please make it better because I want to actually punch the mother right now.
This is 6 days later. Hi again. I didn't expect this many people to care. Honestly, just having strangers tell me I wasn't crazy or selfish meant more than I can explain. After my brother broke my prosthetic, my mum basically blamed me for it. Something inside me cracked. It wasn't anger, not really. It was this cold, heavy finality, like realizing a door had closed and no matter how much I knocked, nobody was going to open it. I stayed in the house a few more days. It was unbearable. Every time I saw my mum and brother, it was like nothing had happened, like my life just hadn't been shattered again. No offer to fix the leg, no plan to replace it, just silence. Awkward family dinners. My brother bragging about how he figured out how the robot leg worked like it was some science project. So I made a decision. I called my dad. He and my mum are divorced. I've always been closer to him but didn't want to burden him before. I told him everything. He was furious. He showed up the next morning with his truck and said, "Pack what you need, you're coming with me." It wasn't a dramatic screaming match. I didn't even cry. I packed a duffel bag, grabbed my schoolwork, my clothes, what was left of my dead prosthetic. I left behind photos, decorations, anything that felt too tangled up with who I used to be before cancer, before everything. When I walked out, my mum barely looked at me. My brother cried and said, "Don't be mad at me." My mum said she'll come back when she calms down. She still doesn't get it. I'm not coming back. I'm living with my dad now. His house is smaller, but it's quiet, peaceful, safe. I can charge my broken prosthetic without fear. I can walk, limp, around without being afraid someone will sabotage me again. He's already helping me contact the prosthetic company to see about repairs or replacement. He said he'll co-sign a loan if insurance won't cover enough. He said you didn't survive all this just to end up crawling again. I have a lot of healing to do, emotionally too. For the first time in 2 years, I can breathe. And even when I eventually walk properly again, whether it's on this leg or a new one, it'll be because I fought for myself, not because someone gave me permission. Thanks for reading, for caring, and for reminding me that surviving isn't selfish. Not the happiest of endings, but better than what the ultimate outcome could have been, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that mom's a cunt. You're better off with your dad.
Again, I called it with that kid. He is what your mum is making him.
Yeah. But he is sweet. He at least
but there's going to come a time
her.
when that's not the case.
Yeah.
Specifically because of how this mother is raising him.
Yeah.
Not parenting him properly. The last thing this poster ever wrote was a comment on her original post.